shadow that I could see of this creature. But I could definitely get a sense of its size and how broad it was, and of course how tall it was. Um,
So was it just pushing its way through everything, or was it precisely lifting his
oh,
feet and stepping over
he
things?
he was definitely making an effort to not make any noise. And it's almost like he had another sense of walking in that kind of terrain so that he didn't make any noise whatsoever. Um, and I would have saw his silhouette, um, but he did, or he did step on um, a twig or a branch that made a noise, which was what piqued my attention and caused me to really, zero in on that particular area to see if that was actually somebody following us. And it was really kind of amazing to see this creature, this big creature. Yeah. And when I was back in Garrison the next day, you know, people were saying, you probably had a bottle of booze out there and you were drinking. I said, nope.
I get that. When I tell people what happened to me down at the park where I saw the two, I mean, they almost think it's funny to say it,
Yeah.
and I get tired of it. But they're like, "What were you smoking? What were you drinking?"
Yeah.
And you know what?
It was more done in jest.
Yeah.
But
But they think they're the first ones to say that.
yeah, yeah. But it was a real thing that was definitely out in that area of Fort Lewis and Northwest Washington. It wasn't something that had never been seen before and heard before. So people did, in many cases, believe it actually existed, but they hadn't had any firsthand experience with it. So
Yeah. Just fascinating.
yeah,
Just fascinating. And we can glean information from that, kind of like where with my partner, let's just say we're out walking in a single line and we feel like we're being followed out on this property.
yeah,
The person last in line or in the middle of the line or at the beginning slips off into the brush and gets quiet, and the rest just keeps going and see what happens.
yeah. We talked about trying to retrace our steps or find the path that we had, the patrol path that we had taken, and go out during the daytime and see if we could find any tracks.
Signs?
Yeah. And we couldn't really find anything in that area that we were in. So
Yeah. I mean, really, all that would reveal in that type of terrain is just maybe a compression or two.
yeah,
But
it was a
nothing
lot
specific.
of deadfall, a lot of leaves. Like I said, I tripped over a down.
I'll bet your
branch of a
heart
tree.
skipped a beat at that
Yeah,
moment.
I thought, okay, is this thing gonna come back at me? So I immediately perked up on that one.
Well, I can tell you right now, and you may agree with this based on your observations that night. I went from when I had my encounter where I saw the big one and the little one. I mean, it took me quite a while to get over the fact of the size of this thing and what they could possibly do to people if we're in
Oh
trouble.
yeah,
Uh, but now, after all of this time and all the experiences that we've had, even with a family unit, and the male completely keeps his distance, and he seems to allow the interaction with the youngsters, it's almost like they're a wild people.
yeah,
Very intelligent. That we've caught them moving like snipers. When they think we're looking in their direction, they're going to move like a sniper, so you can't see their movement.
yeah,
Not knowing that we're looking at them with a thermal camera.
yeah.
And then when we turn our backs to them, that's when they move. Intelligent behavior and nonverbal communication, communications back and forth.
It sounds like they're also not very aggressive,
Right, just
which is
which is
a good
intelligent
thing. Yeah,
backed.
yeah,
They seem to be very inquisitive about us. And that's what's hard to understand, that they so desperately want to stay hidden, but they keep coming around our campsite at night out of
Yeah,
curiosity.
yeah.
So there's kind of a catch-22 that they seem to be super curious about us, but still want to be hidden.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's amazing.